or the online retail industry. That's like billions of dollars in that industry, right? If I come out and take 100 million in that $1 billion, in all these $1 billion, no one is even gonna know that something happened. Hey yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy Muhammad, man. Back again, bro. Chapter 3, Walking with the Law series, Laws of the Universe. Chapter 3 is the law of supply. Let me just get started with the law of supply. I'll talk about supply a little bit later, but I want to hit that one line first. Man is never satisfied. This fact is deplored by many, but God did not intend that man should forever be satisfied. So what does that mean? I wanted to hit that because I wanted to talk about the difference between satisfaction and happiness, right? Man is never satisfied. This fact is deplored by many, but God did not intend that man should be forever satisfied. So, I mean, a lot of times we tend to confuse happiness and dissatisfaction. Happiness and satisfaction, right? I mean, you should be happy with what you have, right? You should be grateful with what you have. If you have food, you have water, you have light, you have electricity, you have internet, you have your legs, you have your arms, you have health and wealth. I mean, even if it's not there yet, but you can see that in your mind. But as long as you have all your basic needs met, then you should be grateful, which is amazing because a lot of people don't even have the basic needs. But if you have your basic needs, you should be grateful. That's fine, amazing. You should be happy with it. But it doesn't mean that you should be satisfied, right? Because God did not intend that man should forever be satisfied. So if you have all of your basic needs met, but you still want more, if you have everything that you already want, because a lot of people already have a lot of people already have a lot more than many other people. But if you already have like the basics and you want more, or even if you have a lot and you want more, that's okay. It's a normal state to be dissatisfied because that's God that that's God that wants you to be dissatisfied. God wants you to have more because you can, right? Because you can create more for yourself. If we go back in time, if the big OGs like Henry Ford and Carl Benz, for example, if these two were not dissatisfied with the horses, they would have never created the first Benz and the first Ford, right? Same for Thomas Edison. If the dude wasn't dissatisfied with the little lamps and the candles, he would have never set the goal to create that whole electric system, and then we have electricity today. So it's okay to be dissatisfied. It's your birthright to be dissatisfied. It's okay to want more because you deserve it, because you can, as a human being, as a creature of God, you can create too, because God is the creator. So we are creators, right? So we're here to create. Let's fucking create, boys. Let's get it. The law of supply says that. Actually, let's define supply first. So, what is supply? The verb make. This is right off Google. This is right off Google, bro. I just Googled it. Supply. Make something needed or wanted available to someone. Provide. That's the verb. And as a noun, supply is a stock of a resource from which a person or a place can be provided with the necessary amount of that resource, right? So supply can just be any kind of resource or providing that resource, very simply. So resource can be what? Resource could be natural resource, water, food, uh, wind, energy, fire. Those are resources, right? Like whatever is in the ground, all these fucking rocks, all these are resources. Money is a resource too, right? The law of supply dictates that there is an infinite amount of supply. Very simply, there is infinite amount of supply available for everyone. So if there is infinite amount of supply, that means there is infinite amount of resources, right? There is infinite amount of money, dude. Like if it's money, Uncle GC always says that there is no shortage of money, right? There is enough money available on the planet for everyone. We tend to look at what's going on outside, what's going on the outside of us, what's going on around us to control our thinking, right? That's why the author is saying that some people look more to creature for the source of substance rather than to creator, right? We look at what's going on around us to get the conclusion that we cannot have this or we cannot have that. The whole purpose of this book that I'm reading, it's to how to think about the environment, how to think about yourself, right? Because that's the biggest difference, right? I study successful people every single day. That's the biggest difference between higher levels of success and lower levels of success. Success. It's level to this shit. I can't even say success. What the fuck? But that's the biggest difference that I found, right? Because the way you think about you will move you into action toward whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? But most of us, I used to think that way for a very, very long time. We have limited thinking, mostly about the resources. We believe that there is not enough for everyone, or we believe that we don't deserve to have this much, or we believe that having this much money or having wealth, it's only for some type of people, or it's only for people that have talent or whatever. But the big idea behind the law of supply, it's abundance. We have to stay thinking in abundance because there is infinite amount of everything, right? And that's the hardest part, because even if you don't have shit, you have to stay thinking in abundance. And it's so hard, dude. It is so hard. That's the hardest part because it's mental work, right? You have to stay thinking in abundance. That's why it's very, very critical to study these ideas, because when you study, that's how you understand why you have to do it, even if you don't have it right now, or even if you don't see it right now, because your belief will create the fact. But in order to do that, you got to be thinking abundance, and you got to be feeling abundance. There is two parts to the equation. There is the thinking and the feeling. And when you start getting these two both right, then you start moving into action, into the actions aligned to this level of thinking, right? We have to stay thinking in abundance because we get what we are. We get what we are. If we are negative, we get negative shit. If we are positive, we get positive shit, right? We get positive energy from other people as well. And it's the same thing. If you think and feel abundance, then it's just like a matter of doing the necessary actions to get to that level. right? Then the time, you don't really control that because you got to go through trial and errors before you figure it out. Once you get it, then from there you can scale up or whatever you want to do. But the law of supply, it's mostly about abundance. Understanding that God is the creator. The TV is not the creator. The medias are not the creator. Whatever they say on TV, whatever they say in the media, let's not allow our mind to accept these ideas, because a lot of times it's portrayed, even, I mean, by purpose, or even if it's not done by purpose, it's always showing some kind of lack, right? Even social media, at some level, it's all about perception, how you see things. Because if you look at all the people on social media that are showing how their life is good, let's just assume that it's real. Let's like remove all the fake shit. Let's assume that it's real, like real successful people on the ground. When you see that, instead of being like, oh, it's because they have this talent, or it's because it's LeBron, or it's because it's this, or it's because it's that, flip your perception and think about abundance. Like my fellow artists, you look at the game, you see that, oh, there is Jay, oh, Jay has this much money. There is Diddy, oh, Diddy has this much money. There is this guy has this much money. There is that guy has this much money. Oh shit, there is actually a lot of money going around. So how do I get mine? Right? How do I It's like when I look at the online retail market, or the online retail industry, that's like billions of dollars in that industry, right? If I come out and take 100 million in that $1 billion, in all these $1 billion, no one is even gonna know that something happened, right? But in order for me to get to 100 million, if this is what I want to do, I gotta be thinking about it, and I gotta believe that it's possible. Because if I don't think in abundance, it's not gonna happen, right? If I don't think, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Let's just assume that that's my goal, $100 million, whatever it is, $1 billion, whatever it is. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but the only thing I know is that how the people have done it, I can see that, right? So I gotta believe that it's possible, and then feel that it's possible, right? Seeing it, feeling it, and then figure out all the action steps that I have to do to get there, right? And that's where sometimes we lose it, like, because we think about time. Don't worry about the time right now because we don't know how long it's gonna take. It might take 10 years, it might take 5, it might take my whole life, right? But if you have a goal, don't think lack, think in abundance. Multiply it by 10. If your goal is to be a millionaire, make the goal of becoming a billionaire. Would you rather fail on 1 million, or would you rather fail on 1 billion? You see what I'm saying, right? Go big, brother. Don't worry about the how right now. Understand that there is abundance and you can have a piece of that. So think about that. Let's think about that. Let's start feeling these feelings right now, and let's figure out the action steps to get there. Because I don't know about you, but I want to get there, bro. I want to play the game, man. I don't want to fucking watch these niggas. I want to play too. So let's learn how to play, boys. Let's get it.